What if the real problem isn't your age? What if the stiffness, instability, or hesitation you feel in your body after 60 isn't actually caused by age itself? Most people assume mobility fades simply because time passes. But in many cases, the real reason is far more subtle. It's not that the muscles have become too old, it's that they've stopped being used in the positions that everyday life requires. Think about how modern life trains the body. We sit in chairs, drive cars, watch television, work at desks. Day after day, the body becomes strong in only a few comfortable angles, while growing weaker in many others. Eventually, when those weak positions appear in real life, standing up from a low couch, climbing stairs, bending to pick something up, the body reacts with hesitation. The nervous system senses instability and immediately tightens surrounding muscles to protect the joints. That protective tightening feels like stiffness, but it isn't really stiffness. It's your body refusing to enter positions where it doesn't feel safe or strong. This is why a certain category of exercise can be surprisingly powerful for adults over 60. Instead of constant movement, these exercises involve holding positions that rebuild strength and control exactly where the body tends to fail. They're called isometric holds, and when practiced consistently, they can restore confidence and mobility faster than most people expect. Hold number 5, the wall sit. The first hold targets one of the most common mobility challenges after 60, standing up from a seated position. The wall sit might appear simple, but it addresses a key weakness that often develops over time. The quadriceps muscles at the front of the thighs gradually lose strength if they aren't regularly challenged. When these muscles weaken, everyday movements such as standing from chairs, climbing stairs, or getting out of a car begin to feel much harder. The body tries to compensate by using the hips and lower back instead, which can eventually lead to discomfort and poor posture. The wall sit helps retrain the quadriceps while also strengthening the hips and glutes. To perform it, stand with your back against a wall and slowly slide downward until your knees bend comfortably. Your knees should stay roughly above your ankles, and your back should remain flat against the wall. Once in position, simply hold and breathe steadily. Beginners can start with about 20 seconds and gradually increase towards 60 seconds. The goal isn't depth, it's time under tension. Over several weeks of practice, many people notice that standing up from chairs feels smoother and less demanding. Hold number 4, the glute bridge. The next hold focuses on another muscle group that often becomes inactive with age, the glutes. These muscles are designed to power walking, climbing, and upright posture. But long periods of sitting can cause the brain to rely more heavily on the lower back and hamstrings instead. When this happens, people often develop tight hips, slower walking speed, and increased strain in the lower back. The glute bridge hold helps reactivate these important muscles. Lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Your arms can rest comfortably by your sides. Press through your heels and lift your hips until your body forms a straight line from knees to shoulders. At the top of the movement, gently squeeze your glutes and hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Then lower your hips slowly and repeat. The key is keeping the tension in the glutes rather than arching the lower back. With consistent practice, this hold strengthens the muscles responsible for pushing the body forward during walking. Many people notice their stride becoming more stable and upright as the glutes regain their role. Hold number 3, the supported deep squat. Humans are naturally designed to squat. In many cultures, the deep squat remains a comfortable resting position. However, in modern Western lifestyles, years of sitting in chairs often remove this ability entirely. When squatting mobility disappears, the ankles, knees, and hips gradually lose flexibility and strength together. The supported deep squat hold helps restore this natural movement pattern safely. Stand facing a sturdy support, such as a countertop, railing, or door frame. Hold the support and slowly lower yourself into a squat by bending the knees and pushing the hips back. Your feet should be slightly wider than shoulder width. If your heels lift from the floor, placing a small support under them can help. Once in a comfortable squat position, hold for 20 to 30 seconds while using your hands for balance. Over time, the joints adapt and allow deeper squats with less support. This position gently improves mobility in the ankles, knees, hips, and lower back all at once. As flexibility and strength
hip
improve,
flexor region,
everyday tasks
highlighted
like
here in
bending down
orange,
or
is
lifting
critical
objects
for
from the
mobility.
floor become easier and
Maintaining
safer.
strength.
Hold number 2, the hip flexor hold. Another major contributor to mobility limitations after 60 is tightness in the hip flexor muscles. These muscles sit at the front of the hips and become shortened after years of sitting. When hip flexors stay tight, they pull the pelvis forward and increase pressure on the lower back. This can make standing upright or walking comfortably more difficult. The standing hip flexor hold addresses this imbalance. Stand with one foot several feet in front of the other. Bend the front knee slightly while keeping the back leg straight. Gently tuck your pelvis by tightening the glute of the back leg. Then lean forward slightly until you feel a stretch at the front of the back hip. To turn this into an isometric hold, press the back foot lightly into the floor as if trying to pull it forward without actually moving it. This creates tension in the stretched muscle, which encourages the nervous system to release tightness more effectively. Hold for about 30 seconds and repeat on the other side. With consistent practice, many people notice that standing upright becomes easier and walking feels more natural. Hold number 1, the doorway chest hold. The final hold may be unexpected because it targets the upper body rather than the legs. However, posture has a powerful influence on overall mobility. Years of sitting and leaning forward often create rounded shoulders and a tight chest. When this happens, the upper spine loses its ability to extend and rotate properly. The lower back then compensates for the restricted movement, which can lead to discomfort and reduced balance. The doorway chest hold helps reverse this pattern. Stand inside a doorway and place your forearms against each side of the frame with elbows bent. Step forward gently until you feel a stretch across the chest and shoulders. While holding the stretch, press your forearms lightly into the door frame for about 20 seconds. Then relax while maintaining the stretched position. Repeat several times. This technique activates the muscles while they are lengthened, helping them release tension more effectively. As the chest opens and the shoulders move back into alignment, posture improves and the spine moves more freely. The real secret is consistency. These 5 isometric holds address many of the root causes of mobility problems after 60. The wall sit strengthens the legs needed for standing and climbing stairs. The glute bridge reactivates powerful hip muscles that support walking and posture. The supported squat restores natural mobility through the lower body. The hip flexor hold releases tight muscles caused by years of sitting, and the doorway stretch improves posture and spinal movement. Together, they form a simple routine that can be completed in about 10 to 15 minutes each day. The key is consistency rather than intensity. Gentle daily practice allows the muscles and nervous system to adapt gradually without strain. Over time, small improvements accumulate, movements feel smoother, balance becomes more stable, everyday activities require less effort. Aging changes the body, but it does not remove its ability to adapt. With the right signals and consistent practice, mobility can improve even later in life. The real question is not whether the body can change. The real question is whether we give it the opportunity to relearn what it once knew how to do.